Hello and welcome to Canguro English. I'm Christian.
I'm Alba.
And today we are going to be learning all about rhetoric. Today I'm going to show you that using rhetoric can improve your writing, but also can improve your ability to speak, to give presentations, to be convincing. So how are you?
Well, fine, like
Yes.
always.
Yeah.
I started to growing vegetables with my with my boyfriend.
Okay.
In a small field in the vintners.
Yeah, a vegetable patch
Oh,
or a
yes.
vegetable garden. So what are you growing?
Oh, potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, onions.
Everything.
Yes. And fruits. Strawberries.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and raspberries.
Let's go to the board and let's study some rhetoric.
Okay.
Well, today we are going to study the figures of rhetoric.
Oh.
Okay. So in English, rhetoric is the art of persuasion. Okay. So I'm trying to convince you of my argument, or maybe trying to get you to buy something, or yeah. And rhetoric is all of the types of persuasion. Like, for example, the way I speak. If I speak loudly and clearly, the vocabulary I use. Everything, all parts. But today we're going to focus on the specific techniques of rhetoric, called the figures of rhetoric. Okay. Now, some rhetoric are things like abstract concepts, like personification.
Yes.
You know, where we talk about an object like a person, or alliteration when things rhyme. But today we're not going to talk about those things. Okay. We're going to talk specifically about grammatical structures that you can use to make your English writing really powerful and strong. Did you study this at school?
Yes, we studied this at high school, but they are always related with poetry and I don't know. We have to find this one in a poem.
Okay. In England in the past, in Elizabethan times, children used to learn this at school, but then it became unpopular, and now I think people think that you can only use them for poetry or for, but it's
I think
not
that
true.
I've never used one of them in my English essays because I didn't know how to use it.
Okay. Well, today we're going to learn, and
Yes.
your writing is going to be amazing. So let's start, okay?
Okay.
So the first one we're going to look at is ZEUGMA. Okay.
ZEUGMA.
Yeah. So you can see that that this was studied. All of the figures of rhetoric were studied and named by the Greeks, the Greek philosophers, and so they have Greek names, which are very strange. Okay. This is when a word or words control two parts of a sentence. Okay. In a single clause. So, for example, if we think about a verb like open, okay. This is the easiest way to start to use ZEUGMA, is if you think about a word or a verb, and you think about the two meanings, like one literal and one abstract. Yeah. So you can open something literally, like you can open
A door.
a door, okay. But what's something abstract that you could open?
Your heart, your mind.
Okay, your heart, good. Okay, great. So we could make a sentence. We could say, when he saw the little boy, he opened the door and his heart.
Oh.
Beautiful, no?
Yes.
And I think this is the most effective type of ZEUGMA, when you have this literal abstract combination. Open the door and his heart.
Yes.
Yeah. So because in this class we are helping people with their writing exams, we're going to create some sentences based on a section from the IELTS writing exam.
Okay.
So let's have a look at the exam.
The first car appeared on British roads in 1888. By the year 2000, there may be as many as 29 million vehicles on British roads. Alternative forms of transport should be encouraged and international laws introduced to control car ownership and use. To what extent do you agree or disagree?
Okay, so you know the text is about like pollution, about cars, about the environment. So can you think of something like similar to what we did before? That with pollute maybe?
Pollute.
Oops, pollute. Okay.
So I don't know, pollute the air, the environment.
Okay, good.
This is literally, no?
Yes, exactly. This is literally. And then maybe an abstract sense. What can we pollute in an abstract way?
Our minds.
Our minds, yes. Yes. And we could also pollute. We could pollute the future, you know? And we could pollute the future generations.
Yes.
So what could be a sentence you could use with two of these? Or?
Too many cars or vehicles. Can we use not only, or we can?
Yeah.
We can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So
Not-
not only.
Not only
Oops.
pollute the air and the environment,
Okay. Pollute the air.
but also our minds and
Wow.
our future.
Wow. Wow. But also.
It's quite long, but
No, but it's really
but
good.
it's quite, I know.
Our minds and our future. Wow, that's really beautiful. Really beautiful. So yeah, so here we're using this verb here, pollute, to control literally these two things, and then more abstract sense, minds in the future. That's great. Very good. Very good. The next one is
Polyptotton.
or polyptoton. I don't know. This is when we use two forms of the same word for emphasis, because the repetition creates gives us extra emphasis to the words. So we could use, for example, we could use the verb and the noun, or we could use the adjective and the adverb together. And the
Okay.
repetition, so one very famous thing would be Lord Byron said, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so here you can see we're using the adjective and here the adverb, which is really nice because then you have the rhythm and the emphasis.
Okay.
So we need to think of something related to our theme in the text of the environment, cars, pollution, car ownership.
Something like self-driving cars.
Okay.
Driving safer.
Okay, so we use it, okay.
And
Oops, driving safer, yeah.
and
Do you,
reducing dangerous drivers or
okay.
reduce.
Wow, that's great. That's great. So here you can see we have this adjective here, self-driving, and then we have the verb, they're driving safer, and then here we have a noun, the noun form of. That's really great. So mentally we're focused on this idea of driving, and it's a very subtle technique, but very nice, very nice, very good. Okay, so now we're going to learn about two together.
Okay.
So there's anaphora, and epistrophe. So they're similar because with anaphora we repeat the words at the beginning of the sentence of clauses, multiple sentences, and epistrophe we repeat the words at the end for effect. So, for example, if we were talking about I don't know, pick a word, any word. We're talking about, for example, apples.
Okay.
Okay, and I want to use this at the end. I could say, I love apples.
Okay.
Eating apples, looking at apples,
Growing apples.
growing apples, apples, and then so it really helps to just.
Yeah.
It's all about emphasis and technique.
Yeah.
So why don't you try something with this one, anaphora? So we're going to try and repeat some words at the beginning of each clause, something related to our theme of the text.
Okay. The text talks about the ownership of cars.
Yes.
But
yes.
sometimes I think that having a car is important,
Yeah.
especially here in the country, because we need a car to go to everywhere.
Yes.
So I think the problem is that the government controls the ownership. The government will control us, our freedom.
Okay.
Our freedom. Or
Okay,
something.
freedom. Okay, so freedom.
Yes.
Okay, so we can use this at the beginning of multiple sentences. So we
Okay.
can say freedom.
Is being able to go to everywhere. I think.
Okay. Okay, and then another sentence with freedom.
Freedom is broader in your mind. Or
Wow. Okay, and then one more.
and freedom is having a car to do these things.
Wow. Wow, that's really beautiful.
It's
So
like
this-
an advertisement.
It is like an advert. Freedom is being able to go everywhere. Freedom is broadening your mind. Freedom is having a car. So yeah, it's beautiful. So the repetition just really creates that rhythm and that emphasis is perfect.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. The next one we're going to study is ANADIPLOSIS. Sounds a bit like a dinosaur. I think. ANADIPLOSIS. I don't know. The pronunciation varies, I think. And this is when we start each sentence with the last word of the previous sentence.
Yes.
And
It's
I
like
think,
playing.
yeah. And I think I have a quote from Frank Zappa, the musician.
Oh.
Frank Zappa, he's a bit crazy. The names of his children.
Okay.
That one of his children is called Moon Unit. I know.
Sorry.
Musicians. Sorry, Frank. Your children's names are weird. He said, information is not knowledge. Knowledge is not wisdom. Wisdom is not truth. Truth is not beauty. Beauty is not love. Love is not music. And music is the best.
Oh, well,
So
it's
he's
a great.
Yeah, it's very
sentence.
poetic.
Yeah.
Very poetic. I think this technique, what it does, because we're using the word from the previous sentence, we're creating a chain.
Yeah, and you connect different ideas, I think, or you make a change between the ideas.
Yeah, exactly. So we can start here with one thing, and then we can move along until we arrive at our destination. Okay.
Yes.
So you could use it with a sentence or with a clause. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, what do you think? Something related to cars and ownership, the environment.
Okay. Pollution starts at factories. So
Okay. This is a double L. God. I can't spell it today. Pollution starts at factories. Okay.
okay.
And then we have to start with factories. Yeah.
Okay. Factories are not worried about the environment.
Okay. Okay, and then we start the next one with environment. Okay. Environment.
Makes us healthy. Or
Okay. Good. So we can. It's okay if you need to put an article like this. No problems.
Okay.
The environment makes us healthy. Okay. Healthy.
Healthy. I don't know. To be alive or something.
Fantastic. Great. So now we've started with this idea of pollution, and we've moved along
Yeah.
through the environment, through health, and now.
Yeah, we connected pollution with our lives.
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
quite
Yeah, and it creates a really nice sense of something evolving. The next one is polysyndeton and asyndeton.
Okay.
Okay, so now normally when you're writing, okay, it's very difficult to control the speed at which someone reads your text.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Okay.
it's true.
They read the text as fast or as slow as they want. But using these techniques, what you can do is you can force the person to read faster or force them to slow down. So it's a technique to create rhythm.
Okay.
So in that sense, it's really interesting. So with polysyndeton, we have short clauses, okay? And we join them with and or but with a conjunction. And here we join the clauses, short clauses as well, but with a comma. And this one creates a sense of like moving very fast. Everything's going very fast. And this one is more like you stop and you slow down, and sometimes it can be a little bit sad, a little bit. Can you think of a sentence that we can use related to the topic that we can try polysyndeton and asyndeton?
Well, related to the topic.
Yeah.
Maybe every day I get into my car,
Okay.
go to work.
Okay. Yes. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yes.
See the same people.
Okay. People. Yes.
Do a lot of paperwork. And go back home.
Go back home. Okay, good. So you can see I didn't put any conjunctions or commas, nothing. So every day I get in my car. So here we'll put one, go to work, and here.
Okay.
Okay. So if we use polysyndeton, if we put and, if we say every day I get in my car and go to work and see the same people and do a lot of paperwork and go back home,
It's quite fast.
It's quite fast, exactly. It's really fast. And it has this sense of like movement and everything is passing very quickly.
Yeah. It's like if you are deciding to go back home, this is not important.
Exactly. But if we change the and for a comma, then suddenly it's very different, slow and maybe a little bit sad. Like every day I get into my car and go to work, see the same people, do a lot of paperwork, go back home.
Yes, depression.
The next one is
ANAPHORA.
ANTHYPOPHORA, yes. ANTHYPOPHORA is when we ask a question, okay, and then we answer it.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a really good way to start a piece of text or to end a piece of text, because when you ask a question, like you're engaging the reader, and maybe you're making them think, I don't know, but then you answer it. So then you give your opinion. So can you think of something related to this text that maybe we can use?
Yeah. What should we do with so many vehicles?
Don't know. What should we do?
Yes. In my opinion, the government should improve public means of transport.
Should improve.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Very good.
I don't know, make it cheaper and better so people can use it more.
Okay. Yeah, perfect, exactly. So here we were asking the question, what should we do? And then you're able to give your opinion in a more sort of engaging way. The final figure of rhetoric is congeries, or congeries, I'm not sure. This is when we use a single word, right?
Okay.
But synonyms of a single word. Okay, but repetition. So for example, imagine if we're talking about something that's very clean. So we could say, his house was clean, sparkling, spotless, immaculate. So we're just repeating synonyms of exactly the same word just to to give extra emphasis to really boof. So can you think of something related to our topic for today?
Maybe with pollution, the world will be destroyed.
It's very dramatic. The world will be destroyed. Great. Yeah, so now we just need some synonyms for destroyed.
Destroyed. Devastated. Deserted.
Any more?
No. Dried.
Wow. Dead.
Dead. Ooh.
Wow. So yeah, so we're repeating synonyms, and also you have used alliteration here. Look, everything starts with D. Well, that was I think everything that you need to know about the most important figures of rhetoric. So do you feel like maybe now you feel more comfortable with rhetoric?
Yes, I found that class really useful.
Okay.
Yes, because I think that with these examples I can make better my essays, or even my speeches in the oral exams.
Yes, I mean, it's not something, for example, in a piece of writing, you wouldn't want to use all of the types because it's very, it's too much. But yeah, if you 2 or 3, you know, or when you're speaking, it's a really good...
You can attract the attention of the reader, or...
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
If you'd like to see any more classes about exam preparation, grammar, vocabulary, or if you would like to see any more of the fabulous Alba, then don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much, Alba.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and I'll see you in class.
Bye-bye.